Jamaica's state-owned bus company, the Jamaica Urban Transit Company, JUTC, is reassuring passengers that their safety is the company's main priority. Manager in charge of the franchise and inspection, retired cop Radcliffe Lewis, says stronger mechanisms are being implemented to ensure drivers are held to the highest standards. He was speaking on Tuesday at a Kiwanis Club meeting. More in this report from Leslie and Sherwood.
The state-owned bus company, the Jamaica Urban Transit Company, JUTC, has been making headlines recently. And unfortunately, it's not for its excellent service. Instead, some passengers are worried about the safety on board. Last week, slipper vendor Delroy Roberts was crushed to death by a JUTC bus in West Parade, downtown Kingston. Just days later, another bus plunged into a gully while traveling en route to Barbican St. Andrew. These incidents have been cause for alarm, and the JUTC is very much aware. Retired cop and now manager of franchise and inspection at JUTC, Radcliffe Lewis, says the company is still assessing to find out the cause of the fatal crash which occurred downtown Kingston.
We have recently experienced 2 major crashes in our company, of which one was fatal. We are yet to conclude our investigation to confirm the cause of the accident. However, over the past 2 years, the management of JUTC recognized that accident has become a monster and a stumbling block in the way and has to be tamed and placed under control if the company is to become financially viable, or in other words, break even.
Mr. Radcliffe was quick to point out that bus crashes on the island are rare. He believes the unfortunate incidents are due to negligence on the part of drivers, speed, and ignorance of the Road Traffic Act. Radcliffe notes that drivers involved in accidents are immediately pulled off duty for further training.
Due to these circumstances, drivers involved in any degree of accident, whether it be major or minor, they are immediately pulled off duty and sent on courses. That is how we operate. These courses ensure the verification of drivers by a retest, which normally lasts 4 weeks, to find transparency in the driver's competence.
He says JUTC drivers are well trained and are sought after.
We have the best driving institution in the island. We have done several training for bus drivers for the Jamaica Constabulary Force. We have done training for the Jamaica Defence Force, Fire Department, Ministry of Health, and more importantly, security companies. As a matter of fact, it is so excellent that as soon as we train our drivers, they are recruited by bus companies in Canada. That is what is happening. So that is to suggest that our drivers are well trained, as I say.
But that aside, each time a JUTC bus is involved in a collision, the coffers of the state entity bleeds.
The fact of the matter is that accidents have become an albatross around the neck of JUTC, sucking the life out of the system due to the strain on management. The repercussions of these accidents sees the facilitation of huge insurance claims. And I can tell you that just recently we conclude paying out a claim of over $106 million. And this was incurred because of an accident that took place in St. Anne's Bay. And in addition to that, we have to spend enormous amount of monies to rehabilitate these vehicles. And one of these vehicles costs in excess of $35 million.
I'm Leslie Sherwood for CEEN Caribbean News.
Meanwhile, Mr. Radcliffe notes that the company carried out a final review of its accident policy on Monday. He says this now paves the way for more stringent rules governing road conduct. He says one of the problems identified is that many persons were oblivious to the policy.
As a result, the following was implemented by the Managing Director, Mr. Colin Campbell, with immediate effect. When I say immediate effect, from yesterday. And I'm going to highlight some of the decisions stated. Depot managers will police the accident policy on a 24-hour basis, and a report is to be submitted each morning to the Managing Director. All drivers will be given a copy of the company accident policy, reminding them of their obligation, the do's and the don'ts. Increase vigilance in reporting of accidents as they occur. Application of disciplinary procedure, that is sanctions.
And the tougher sanctions are coming for drivers who disobey the rules of the JUTC.
One of the sanctions is first accident warning, second accident written warning, and third accident dismissal. Then in addition to that, we are going to make sure that when a driver is going on duty, a checklist is going to be prepared. What will be on this checklist will be if you are going to be asked if you are properly rested. That is one question. Yes or no. You are going to be asked if you have any drinks or alcohol intake. Yes or no. Then medical condition. Any condition that will impair your judgment. You have some conditions that can impair your judgment. One is diabetes. If you are diabetic, then it can impair your judgment. You have others too.